According to the book, this is an isolated day far from towns and paved roads, along one of the best sections of Roman road in all of Spain. Be sure to bring sufficient food and water for the 17.6 kilometers. It's about 11 miles, without services. Well, we don't need services because we just had the best breakfast of our whole Camino. And that's thanks to the hospitality of the folks here at Casa de Cura. We had a restful night, and we're ready to hit the road, and the sun is up. This is a late start for us, but we're not going to stop at a bar along the way, so we'll catch up on our normal timeline here soon.
The width of the space shuttle is connected to the Roman roads. The space shuttle had to fit through a tunnel.
The solid rocket boosters.
The solid rocket boosters on the space shuttle had to fit through a tunnel, and tunnels are a certain size, and those sizes are determined by railroads that were used in, probably a century or so ago when we first came out with railroads and trams. And those were based on the Roman roads. And that was, the connection was that the two horses that pulled the chariot and the wheels of the chariot made ruts in the road. And when they started to build railways and tram lines, the tools that they had were the same ones that they used for building roads. So they just kept the ruts and built the train tracks the same width. And so, the tunnels that they had to go through ended up fitting the size of the width of two horse behinds. And that's how the solid rocket boosters are the width of two horse behinds.
So all day today we will be walking on the Roman roads.
Does that make sense?
Okay, that's pointed the wrong way.
We are paying the price.
Yeah, a little bit of shin splint issues. You may have seen that in some of the hobbles, but I was overcompensating for a blister or some foot issue, and I think it changed my stride. And plus 200 miles in the pack. So the shin splint started acting up on the right leg, but fortunately I've got a great team to look out for me, so we rubbed it with walking sticks
And wine bottles.
and wine bottles. Empty wine bottles work really great. So empty wine bottles and ibuprofen and KT tape. Compression socks, so kind of a combination of everything, stretching.
Oh, and the trail provided ice at a couple of locations.
Yeah.
And a cold pond.
So, and I switched out of my tennis shoes to wearing sandals every day. Not sure. But you can't see my Templar Cross KT tape. But little things just change in the angle and the way the foot hits. And I think and Granger had the best idea of changing your step pattern so you're taking real small steps so you don't take a long stride. And then I walk like one of those little birds on the beach, just scooting along.
Hey, I walk like that every day, so,
yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
But, so a lot of people have been sidelined, but we've been able to minimize the impact. And it's part of the experience. You do the Camino with a little bit of pain or discomfort. Right now it's more like having a pebble in your shoe that you just deal with. But fortunately it hasn't slowed us down too badly, and yeah, it's all good. Lucky to be here. Loving the Camino.
So this is the Meseta. This is it. And right now, I don't mind this broad, shadeless, featureless landscape. It's actually quite pretty. I don't mind it because it's probably about 60 degrees, and so I'm perfectly comfortable. It's the right temperature for hiking. Now, add about 20 degrees to that equation, and I'm not going to be a happy camper. Heat is my kryptonite. Hate to say it. That's it. I don't do well in heat and sun exposure. Honu and Haiku Master brought solar umbrellas, and I thought about it. I really did think about it, but then I thought, you know, for 35 days and you're only going to use it for about 3, it's probably not worth it. So I opted not to bring it. I've got a hat. That helps. Hopefully we'll be taking a break when it gets to the heat of the day today. And I'm falling behind, and everybody's staring at me, so I have to hustle and catch up now.
Yeah, we're out in this agricultural area, and the air smells agricultural. I like the smell of tilled dirt, plants growing, sun even. It's very fresh.
Yeah,
Occasionally smell very different from the forest. Or something like
or the city.
or the city.
Yeah, I get a whiff of fennel now and then,
seen that, but
and a whiff of manure now and then.
yeah,
But it's just
occasional
very
whiffs of
light.
that. Yeah,
But I think mostly it's the way air is supposed to smell like.
yeah, I agree. Good comment.
What we're talking about right now is that we're finding a lot of beauty in this spare landscape. If you take the time to really examine it, there is a lot to be seen here.
I really like the before when you saw the freshly tilled earth, it was a really red brown, and then it goes into these cut wheat fields where you're getting the golden shafts, and then the new green wheat coming in, and then you get like the trees. So you get all this palette of colors, and then the mountain ranges out in the distance, like you're in eastern Colorado. It's really beautiful. Oh, sorry. So even just right here, if you look out, you've got different lines, different colors. You've got the field that was just plowed, and then you've got maybe a field that's gone fallow or something that's planted, but then off in the distance are neat rows of trees. It's just beautiful. Peregrino's wine, no vino, no camino. We want sangria. walking the trail alone. I can hear the birds singing and my inner thoughts.
I found a new way to lighten my load. Yeah, it's called forget to fill the water bottle.
I've got my lunch. This is called carb loading.
Nice umbrella.
Oh.
The sangria recipe for today is a mix 50-50 of a very robust local Vino Tinto and a generic Spanish lemon carbonated drink. Voila!
Hi, and welcome to Camino Confidential. This is episode 26. This is our 19th day of walking along the Camino. And tonight it's just the two of us because this town it's a tough town. Tough to get a place to stay.
Yeah, this place is pretty full, and the hostel where we were supposed to be staying thought we were going to call them to confirm our reservation, and we thought we had a confirmed reservation, so a little bit of miscommunication. And when we met Mr. Ignacio this afternoon, he informed us that he had let our room go.
And he felt a little guilty, and I used that.
Yeah, so
I convinced him. He was trying to point out places on the map that we could walk to and see if we could find a place to stay. And I said, "Can't you call for us?" And so he did. And he called about
he called
six places,
yeah, 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, before he found a place. And it's a mile out of town. It's a mile off the Camino. But we're grateful for it. It was just kind of by luck that this room became available because there was somebody in it earlier today.
Yeah.
And they left. So it wasn't an available room. And then it was.
Yeah.
So
we're in. We've got a place to
Yeah.
sleep for the night. We'll get up early in the morning and head out. So.
Yeah, so the Camino provides.
Yeah.
And the room is fine. It's great, and it's super quiet. And right now we're sitting by the open window, which is cool because we can see the moon and we can see raptors, and they're growing tomatoes behind the place we're staying. So it's very cute, very quiet.
Yeah.
I anticipate a very pleasant night, but we will have an extra mile of walking tomorrow to get back down to the Camino. Because even though Mr. Ignacio brought us up here, which was also very kind, we got to walk back.
Yeah. So today was 14 miles and change on the Meseta, and you'll see some examples of the differences and the things that are inspiring on the Meseta. And this is day 6, and we have yet to find it boring.
Yeah, we're loving the Meseta.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're kind of people that would pretty much love any place we get to walk and be
Yeah.
out in nature.
There's a lot of variety out there, and it is so quiet. You can hear things way off in the distance that you wouldn't normally hear. So
And
there's
things
some
close up,
magic
too.
out there.
Yeah, things close up like the sound of water running through the irrigation system, or the sound of the birds talking to each other. Very chatty birds out there.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll head into Leon.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yep, and take a 0 day.
Yep.
All right.
Buen
Buen
Camino.
Camino.